What's up, Nintendo gamers? The Kid here with the final part of my Road to E3 series for May. Well, now it's June, and we're only 5 days away from E3, which begins on the 10th. So are you excited? I definitely am. So, it's been a long time. This year has definitely felt like it's gone by rather fast. We're already in June, and it seems like we were in January not too long ago. So yeah, I'm very surprised. I'm kind of happy it went by fast. So now we're to this basically a holiday for gamers. So in this part, I'll be talking about different subjects that I kind of haven't touched on in my other videos for my Road to E3 2014 Nintendo. And this time, I'm just going to ask the question, what is Project S.T.E.A.M that Nintendo is working on? They trademarked this in America and other countries and even Japan. Now, I made a video about this and I've said maybe it's an eShop game or something, which I still think it could be possibly an eShop, original eShop game. But then I was thinking maybe it's Nintendo's first game that uses their FP, Nintendo figurine platform, their whole goal into going into that. Maybe it's going to use figurines. Maybe it's a big game. I mean, it's trademarked in all these countries, and now I'm starting to see maybe it's not just a eShop game. I mean, it could be, or maybe it's bigger than that. Maybe Steam isn't the official name. It's just like a, a name right now, just a placeholder name for the game. Who knows? But I definitely want to see what they're going to do. I definitely think we're going to get it revealed at E3, and maybe it's something that's going to shock us. And that's all I can say really, is maybe it's going to shock us, because it stands for, I believe, something about an alien strike team, or eliminating the enemy threat. And it just doesn't seem like something that Nintendo would make, something with a strike team. It sounds kind of like a shooter in some type of way. So maybe this is Nintendo's first shooter game, maybe third person or first person. It's entirely possible. Or it could just be some type of arcadey like shooter where you place these characters, something like Plants vs. Zombies or something like that. We would never know until Nintendo officially reveals it. So for that, that's all I can really say. I do want to hear more about it, and I am very, very curious now that it's been trademarked everywhere basically. So I definitely want to see what it is. Maybe it is a big title that they're going to surprise us with, that comes complete left field that no one expected, and that will be a nice treat and a very nice surprise from Nintendo. So, eShop, the Wii U eShop. What are we going to see for the eShop with the Wii U? Now, Pushmo is making its debut on the Wii U in HD, and that kind of, makes me wonder, is Dylan's Rolling Western on its way too? Now, Dylan is in Super Smash Bros. He's an assist trophy, but one thing I think a lot of people immediately noticed was that in Super Smash Bros., Dylan's model was very high poly, very, very detailed, and compared to other assist trophies, he looked it like a playable character, where other assist trophies looked like assist trophies, like they were not as high poly, they didn't look as good in fidelity, they didn't look good at all, like other characters. They didn't have, they had these blurry parts of them, textures and stuff, but Dylan didn't. He looked it like he was ready for you to, play and, smash attack and all that stuff. So what I was wondering is that maybe because Sakurai is known for doing this, Sakurai is actually known for taking assets from different games and putting them in Smash Bros, repurposing them and using those assets to make stages and stuff. There's no doubt in my mind that that new stage in Super Smash Bros called Mushroom Kingdom U has reused assets from New Super Mario Bros. U. So maybe Dylan's model is ripped straight from whatever HD game they're making on the Wii U. Possibly. This is just a theory of mine. Possibly. Because Dylan's model just looks way too good for him to be an assist trophy, for me to believe. So yeah, he's an assist trophy, but he doesn't look like he may have been from the ground up like other characters. He looks like he was made to be a playable character. That's why I have this whole theory that this model is ripped directly from a game that's coming for the eShop, the Wii U eShop, and a sequel to Dylan's Rolling Western. That's just my theory. And I would really much love to see a Dylan's Rolling Western sequel in HD with new ideas and everything. I love the series. No, it's not for everyone. Some people will think it gets boring and mundane after a while, but I, for one, I like it. I like that it's like this action and tower defense mixed together. And I think it's pretty deep for that, for its reasons. Not super deep gameplay, but it has a lot of deep strategy to it, and I really like it. It's kind of like, for me, Advance Wars. After a while, Advance Wars does become somewhat boring. You know, you start doing the same things, basically. And that's kind of how Dylan's Rolling Western is. If you love it, you're gonna love it. If you like those type of games, strategy games like that, where you have to plan out your approach and everything. But if you're more someone who wants the gameplay to keep changing and keep changing, you're not going to like a game such as this. So I definitely hope they are working on another Dylan's Rolling Western, and maybe even another Harmo Night on the Wii U. It seems like they're moving all these eShop exclusives that appeared on the 3DS onto the Wii U. Maybe they will, and that would be very nice to see. Another thing, are there going to be any more third-party collaborations with Nintendo's characters? In their investors meeting, Iwata said that he will, or Nintendo will, be getting their IPs and letting other third-party developers use their IPs, of course supervised by Nintendo. So is it possible that we'll see some more of Nintendo's IPs being in games developed by third parties? Hyrule Warriors is kind of like the start of that in a way, being made by I believe it's Tecmo Koei and Team Ninja, and that's really something I like. Hyrule Warriors is looking great, even though I don't expect that to get super rave reviews because it's going to be a Dynasty Warriors game, but that's okay. That's just people. Most people don't like Dynasty Warrior games from what I know, but it does seem like it's like the first move into that whole letting third parties make games for Nintendo. So can we see more of that in the future, and what developers will we see? One thing I think I would always like to see is Nintendo team up with Disney and make like a crossover with Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Luigi, Mario, and all these characters. Be something like that, where Mario crosses over or Mickey Mouse crosses over into Mario's world. That would be a nice game, and it's a platformer, of course. It doesn't have to be with other Nintendo characters, just, you know, Mario, because I think Mario and Mickey worlds kind of fit, since they're both really magical places that really mesh together better than what you would see in Hyrule or what you see in Metroid or something like that. So I would always like to see that. I would like to see Nintendo EAD team up with Disney Interactive Games. That would be a nice treat to see. especially if they were to make a platformer. That would be nice, very nice to see. So, it's been, a while waiting for E3. I'm expecting it to blow my mind. I don't know what Nintendo is going to reveal. Like I said in previous videos, I want them to reveal Star Fox and F-Zero, but I don't know. That's a really long stretch. It doesn't seem like Nintendo really wants to revive those series since they haven't been selling that well on various consoles. But as far as bombs, I don't know what Nintendo can drop. I am definitely expecting, or I want to see, a lot of new IPs. That's what I want to see. Nintendo hasn't been giving us that many IPs, and I want to see one especially for the Wii U. And that's why I have a little bit of excitement for whatever Project S.T.E.A.M is. Hopefully it is like a new IP and not just like existing IPs in a different type of game. I want to see some new characters, some new Nintendo characters, in their games. So Bayonetta 2, I'm expecting a lot of release dates for. I'm actually expecting a release date for Super Smash Bros. Yarn Yoshi. I'm expecting a release date for Bayonetta 2, X, and also Hyrule Warriors. So I'm just expecting release dates around the board. And if we don't get release dates for most of these games, at least, I'm really going to be pissed off, because it's been a while and we haven't heard that much about these games, and it seems like enough time has went by to know when these games are coming out. And I really, if they do get release dates, I don't want to hear any, oh, it's delayed now, like 2 or a month before release, like Nintendo did last year, and a year after that. It was a disaster, and I don't want to see that repeated. And I feel that at this point, there's no excuse. Nintendo used the excuse, oh, it's HD games, they're harder to make, they take more time. Well, now you have your fair share of experience, so I don't want to hear about any other games getting delayed, because third parties just aren't there for the Wii U. So when the first parties come out and they're getting delayed, you leave all the Nintendo gamers high and dry with nothing to play new but probably Mario Kart and whatever game that may possibly make its release date. But then you have a drought for like 3 or 4 months, and it really just makes people want to go over the edge and just throw out their Wii U and get something that's having games coming out now. That's what I hope. I just hope we get a bunch of release dates and no delays in anything. Nothing. So with Nintendo figurine platform, and that's becoming a big subject in this video, being on Smash Brothers, it's confirmed for Smash Brothers, which is very, very nice. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to be telling us that this is going to be used in other games, such as Mario Kart 8, and maybe even games that are coming out. I can definitely see maybe them being used in Bayonetta 2, Hyrule Warriors for new characters, or whatever games they announce. Maybe even Project S.T.E.A.M will be built around it, like I said. So I'm expecting that a lot. I mean, they're planning to use it kind of as a DLC if you looked at their chart, and that's nice to see. But like I said, if they're more than $15 and stuff just for one figurine and things like that, no, I'm not paying that much. That's too much for a figurine. I'm sorry. If it was like 4 figurines or something, okay, but one, no. That will be shooting yourself in the foot if Nintendo was to do that. But I'm definitely expecting a huge announcement. And you know how Nintendo Land had that whole big setup. I think we can expect that to be like the main presentation for their E3 with these figurines, whatever they're doing with that. And they also announced that in their investors meeting that they're going to be incorporating the gamepad more into their games. So it's entirely possible that we're going to see more IPs or new IPs that completely use the gamepad, because a lot of developers, reviewers, journalists have been criticizing the Wii U, saying that the games don't utilize the gamepad enough to justify it being on the Wii U, being a Wii U game, you know, or exclusive. So Nintendo has realized that, and they're saying, okay, we're gonna make more games that use the gamepad features, the touchscreen, the gyros and all that stuff, and that's great. Just don't make it gimmicky. Don't make it where it inconveniences the player to do something that becomes annoying and far too frequent for them to actually enjoy it and become more of a chore for the player to do. That's one thing I don't want Nintendo to do, and that's something that some games, not all, but some games did on the Wii, where it just became like, okay, I really didn't need motion controls for that, to do that, you know, and some people just hated it for that. They liked the game overall, but that one aspect made the game just feel like a chore, you know. So yeah, what do you guys expect from E3? As a matter of fact, let me get more personal. In the comments below, whoever watches this video, in a detailed comment, please tell me what you expect S.T.E.A.M to be, you know, Project S.T.E.A.M to be. What do you think Nintendo reveal? Do you think that they're going to be revealing more eShop games, exclusive eShop games to the Wii U, such as Dylan's Rolling Western? Do you think he's possibly next, now that Pushmo is coming to the Wii U, or I think it's out already? And also, just in general, what are the surprises you want to see from Nintendo? And lastly, and the most important thing I want to hear from you guys, because I'll be in the comment section with you guys, commenting and listening and replying with you guys. I want to hear what you want to see Nintendo do with their IPs with third parties. What third party developer do you want to see handle such an X game or Y game? Tell me that in the comments below. That's what I want to hear from you guys. It doesn't matter the developer, it doesn't matter how silly it might sound or how unbelievable that situation might be for that certain third party and Nintendo to team up. Just tell me what you want to see from those you know, developers do with Nintendo's IP. And I'm about to say something that probably is out of the blue, but I want to see it happen. I want Nintendo to hire Platinum Games to revive a franchise that has been pretty much dead since its first game, and that is Takamaru. That was originally debuted on the Famicom, and I don't believe his game came out into America or Europe until the WiiWare or the classic or virtual console came out. I want them to revive Takamaru, and I want it to be kind of like this weird mix of The Legend of Zelda, where you explore, and also like Ninja Gaiden or maybe Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. Very, very action oriented, but also exploration oriented, because if you played Takamaru, which is a great game by the way, the original game, you would see that it actually looks a lot like The Legend of Zelda, where it has this top-down view and this isometric view for the character. So I want it to be somewhat like Zelda, where it has exploration, but the action of it is more like a game you would play like Ninja Gaiden or not Metroid, but Metal Gear Solid, or why am I saying Solid? Metal Gear Revengeance, where you play as Raiden, something like that. I think they need to revive this franchise, and I think if they do, they can have a hit and I want it to be more mature. I'm not saying be rated M, but more mature as in the story. I want it to be story oriented, and I just wanted to have a more mature, and by mature I mean on Zelda's level of mature, and I'm talking about Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword mature. So yeah, that's me. So guys, tell me what you think in the comments below, and please answer those questions that I've raised. I would very much love to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys want as far as those things. So guys, get ready for E3. It's coming in 5 days. I'm very excited. I'll have a video up detailing E3 and everything, just reminding you guys, a little heads up, and where you can watch it. So guys, I'm very excited. It's been great doing this whole series that I do every year, and I'm definitely going to do it better next year, because I know that it seems a little hard to look at these videos for 20 plus minutes and all you're seeing is pictures and stuff. The reason why I've done that is because Nintendo does not want you to put any gameplay from any of their games in your videos, and I have enough copyright IDs to see that on my updates that had trailer footage in it to know that. So I'm sorry if these seem a little low quality and just a little bit like, come on, the kid, you can do better than that. I'm sorry, that this is all I can really do until Nintendo lightens up on using their footage. And that's one of the reasons, well actually that is the reason why I haven't posted Mario Kart 8 gameplay, because I did post it and it got blocked and also copyright ID'd. That's the reason why I haven't put them up, or I did and took them down. So guys, again, thanks for watching, and I can't wait till next year, and I definitely can't wait till E3 this year. See you guys next time.